What is up, YouTube? As promised, here I am, IPv4. I've had this thing for about a month. I've been playing with it. I've done drippers on it. I've done tanks. Right now I've got the old Kanger Sub-Tank Mini. I got me a little glass tip here I picked up here at a little local shop. Right now I'm rocking this thing in temperature control. I've tried it in wattage. I've taken it out on the truck with me when I'm driving down the road. I drive a semi, just for those of you that don't know. See, I've put this thing through all kinds of torture. It's been in the truck with me in 90-something degree heat. I've carried it, out on my motorcycle with me in my backpack. It's been everywhere. It's been dirty. It's been dusty. It was in my pocket during a rainstorm. It got a little wet. Didn't seem to affect it any. Honestly, overall, I really do like this thing. It's a great little mod. It's not real heavy. Feels comfy in the hand. Button's nice and clicky. I haven't had any kind of failures or anything. To really, just to sum this up, it's a great mod. You can't go wrong with it. Some complaints that I have with it. This screen. This screen is absolutely useless. They were trying to be cool. They put like a little mirror finish on it, but see, that screen is lit up, and unless I shade it, you can't read it. If you're out in the sunlight at all, bright light, well lit room, anything, you can't read this screen for nothing. Now, on a good note, Pioneer for You has apparently picked up on this. They figured it out. They have released, I guess you'd say, a second generation. The second generation has a black screen. Okay, it doesn't look as cool, it's not all silver all over the place, but you can read it. And that is a good thing, because driving down the road trying to see the battery life or, whatever, even just outside, just standing around talking to your friends and trying to look at anything, show them anything, you got to go find a shaded area, cover it up with your hand. It's just, it sucks. I'm glad they picked up on it pretty quick. These haven't been out real long, and they've already seemed to fix the issue. My next issue, they give you the USB port for updates only. They give you this little hole for charging. So it will charge batteries in the mod. Problem is, they don't send you a charger. Who does that? Come on, Pioneer for You. I shouldn't have to go spend another $10 or $12, whatever they are, for a charger. It's dumb. Put it in the box. Okay, increase the price of it 5 or 10 more bucks. Whoop-de-freaking do. At least we have a charger. It's just stupid that every time I want to charge this thing, I gotta pull the cover off, take the batteries out, put the batteries in my charger. It's just a pain in the butt. But all in all, all that aside, the cover's been really good. It's still, it's nice and solid. The cover ain't coming off. The texture on it, it's not so much a rubbery texture. It's, I don't know, it's somewhere between like a velvety texture and a rubber texture. It's good, grippy. I've actually gotten a little bit of juice on it when I'm using my drippers. Haven't really had much issues, with it being slippery or anything like that. I've got a few little wear marks, on the case here and there, just from it banging around, riding in cup holders. I've got like a little soft pack lunchbox thing that I carry in my semi with me, that this goes in one of the pouches. It's got car keys and stuff in there with it, scratching up on it. And all in all, the finish has held up really good. It's just got a few little scuffs. It's not really that bad. They built a good solid piece. My real only complaints is this stupid screen, which apparently they fixed, and then the charging port, which makes no sense to me. I have actually found the chargers. I've searched, IPv4 charger and found the chargers. I found them everywhere from like $8 to like $16, on eBay and various vapor stores and this, that, and the other. But it's just dumb. I don't know what they were thinking, but they should fix that, because the IPv3. Let's take a step backwards and go to the IPv3. Okay, IPv3 doesn't do temperature control or nothing like that, but it does do some serious wattage. You can do the whole update thing and get, way beyond 150 watts. It has a USB port, and it charges through the USB port. Why did they have to be so different? Worst case, put a USB port here for updates, put a USB port here for charging. you know, if for some reason the temperature control won't allow it to charge through that, let's do something different other than, here's a charge port. Sorry, you don't have a charger. Sucks to be you. You know, why do we have to deal with that kind of stuff? I mean, come on, guys. What year is this? What, 1942? What? No, this is 2015. Get on the, get on the boat, guys. It's just dumb. But other than that, I mean, we'll take you down to the old tabletop, get a closer up look at this. I'll show you the screen. Right now, I'm rocking this thing in temperature control. I've been playing with temperature control for a while. I'm being lazy. I've got the Kanger screw-in nickel coil heads, the NI200 nickel coil heads. They're 0.15 ohm. They vape great. Flavor's great. My first one lasts me about 2.5 weeks, which I feel is pretty good for, a couple dollar little coil head that you can just be lazy, screw it in there, and go to vaping. It's got good cloud production, great flavor. Haven't had any problems with that. Right now, I'm rocking another Oklahoma juice. It's made by a company called Mod Inc. It's called Cinnamon Trance. Tastes like Snickerdoodle cookies. It's amazing. I love Snickerdoodle cookies. Some people don't like cinnamon. This isn't a really strong cinnamon. You get, a little cinnamon, little brown sugar, some of the butter, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this mod. Now, we'll blow a couple clouds, let's see what it is, and then we'll go down and check her out. So, I'll give you, let's see, what am I rocking here? I'm at 22.2 joules, and 420 degrees. Let's see what it does. Not too bad of a cloud. Nice and warm, nice thick dense vapor. You can even do little short pulls. Temperature control is really, really cool. The real nice part of temperature control, what I really noticed, is you can do hard pulls, light pulls, slow pulls, fast pulls, and they all come out the same. Like with a dripper, if you pull too fast, it's not as warm, not as dense. If you pull really light, they get super hot, scorch the back of your throat. This gives you more control. I've played with the tank a little bit with just the wattage on here, and it's kind of a similar deal. If you pull too slow with too high a wattage, you get that charred, nasty, dry cotton. I mean, everybody knows the flavor, and nobody likes it. Because if they did, there'd be a juice called burnt cotton, and there's not. So we won't even get on that subject. But let's go down to the tabletop. As promised, I'll show you the close-ups, this, that, and the other, and we'll walk you through one of these. If you don't have one, you'll learn a little bit. Maybe you want one, maybe you won't. I haven't ran mine over with a car or nothing yet, so I haven't hated it that much. So let's check it out. Alright guys, here it is, IPv4. Here's that little charging port that I was telling you about. See if we can get this guy to focus. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, you can see it's a tiny little 3mm, I don't even know what the heck you'd call this charger. It's just an old school charger, like old school cell phone. Yeah, we'll call it old school cell phone. And then there is the USB port. Now, this screen that I'm telling you about that sucks so bad, let me turn this thing on. You can see it looks really good here, but I'm not in a super bright room. You can see right there, shows temperature, shows battery life, shows your ohms, shows how many volts, and shows your joules. 22.2 joules, that's my old motocross number. It's just a thing. I kind of pick on my nephews with it a little bit. It haunts them. They find the number everywhere. It's just a funny deal. I like 20 joules, but 22.2 is whatever. So I'll keep it at that. But back to this thing for serious. Battery life on it is great, especially in temperature control. Temperature control, I'm getting, I don't vape a ton, but I do vape probably, I bet I do 30, 40 puffs a day. Pretty long ones, 5-6 second pulls, and I'll get about almost 3 days out of a charge. So it's not too bad. I can't complain. Like I said, battery cover, is real good. It will not accept anything other than a 35 amp battery. So if you put anything other than a 35 amp in there, it tells you that you suck and to take it out. Okay, it doesn't really say you suck, but it won't work. See, some other things that I've noticed with it, when running a dripper and running at high wattage, up around, 80, 100 watts, if your battery life gets down low, say, quarter of the battery life left, whenever you turn the power up and you hit the fire button, it'll say check battery. Basically what that's saying is it just doesn't have enough battery power to do what you're asking it to do. So it just tells you no. You know, it's like your mom when you say can I have a cookie and she just says no because you're already hyper enough and you've peeled wallpaper off the walls and all that fun stuff. So just charge your batteries and move on with it. Now, one thing I did learn when doing the temperature control is whenever you put your new coil heads in, or you do your nickel build, whenever you put it in, you will have an ohm reading. But for the temperature control to work correctly, you got to push and hold your plus and minus buttons. Right there, see it says set resistance 0.131. I hit the fire button and that locks in that resistance. What I'm doing by locking in that resistance is it gives a basis for that temperature control to operate. If you don't lock in that resistance, as nickel heats up, the ohm changes. And when that ohm changes, it can't keep track of it and it can't control the temperature. So it won't work quite right. I've had some people complain that they hated temperature control, that the vapor was different every time. They were just confused by it. Even myself, I was doing it wrong at first. I did some research, figured it out. By research, I mean I read the stupid instructions that I kind of joke and tell everybody don't read instructions because it's dumb. I mean, we're men, that's what we do. But every once in a while, you just got to suck it up and go back and read the stupid instructions. I learned that you got to do that to get it to work right. So there's that. Temperature control is great. I'm getting a lot of life out of coil heads. Great flavor, all this, all that. See if I don't know if you can see it. Just thinking of it, I've seen it on here. That right there is my little wear spot. It's not a gash or anything. It's just a smooth spot, worn into the coating. But other than that, I mean, the thing is cherry, and I've been rough on it. I won't pretend that I'm some superhero and I'm super nice to my mods, because I'm not. It rides around in my pocket with car keys, pocket knife, whatever. It gets banged around, bumped around. I've dropped it once or twice, not big drops, like dropped it from 6 inches above a table. It's taken it pretty good. Batteries haven't flown out. Haven't broke a tank or nothing, so obviously it hasn't been a hard hit. But all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with this mod. I mean, I would recommend it. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. If you're not interested, don't do it. Doesn't make any difference to me. But it's for sure up there on the list of mods that I would recommend. I've got a couple mech mods. I've got my Kung Fu series box, that I do my competitions and stuff with. That thing is dumb. This thing is very user friendly. It goes everywhere from 10 watts to 100 watts on temperature control. It does 10 joules to 50 joules, and it also does 200 degrees to 600 degrees. I've stayed in the 400s. Like the Cineum, it likes to be about 420 degrees on 20 joules. Some people like it a little hotter. I got a friend that he runs similar juice to this, and he's running at 35 joules and 450 degrees. He just likes it hotter. That's just him. That's how he is. But to each their own. But the temperature control is definitely cool. So for sure, check it out. But let's go back up, to FaceTime, vape this thing a little bit more, and we'll see what we can come up with next, guys. Okay, and we're back. Showed you my little wear marks, this, that, and the other. Gave you my opinion. You probably don't care. I'm just some, dirty old truck driver from Oklahoma. But I kind of like my opinion because, well, it's mine and everybody kind of likes their own opinion. But given that, I've said it before, I'm, beating an old drum. It's definitely worth checking out. There's so many other temperature control, mods coming on. The SMY50, the IPV4. See, EVIC just released one that does temperature control. There's so many on the market. It's really cool technology. If it wasn't great stuff, there wouldn't be so many people building it. So take that for whatever it's worth. But I'll do a couple short pulls, a couple long pulls. Let you see, cloud production, how it vapes, all that, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Okay, so here we'll do just a little short, slow, just easy pull. Nothing crazy. Nice, dense, you know, great flavor. Let's do a short, fast pull. See, pretty equal vapor production, and I pulled that one pretty quick. Now we'll do a long, slow pull. Not too bad, I don't think. Now we'll do similar pull, only we'll do it faster for about the same length. I mean, temperature control is, I mean, it is what it is. It's great. I like it. This thing, it's just great. I can't say enough about how good of a job, you know, Pioneer for You did making an affordable temperature control. I mean, they were, you know, one of the top ones on the market, you know, when temperature control first became a thing. They really brought it to, you know, an affordable level. Because there are other ones out there that are pushing $300. I mean, let's face it. You know, this thing, you can get into it for around $100. You know, I've seen them online. Me personally, I've seen everywhere from like $69, I think, or $65, all the way up through, I think I've seen one that was like $105. I thought they were kind of crazy because most stores I've walked into, you know, Vapor Store Store, you know, all of them, they've all been around $100. You know, $95.99 to $99.99. And I've been in stores, you know, as far as Oklahoma City, which is an hour away from Stillwater. You know, I've looked online, obviously. I haven't really been any place other than Oklahoma City and Stillwater. So that's that. You know, I have other things to do in my life other than just run all over the state to vapor stores. You know, if you can, great. Do it. Put your review, you know, post a reply, comment, whatever. But other than that, in the words of Josh, live life in the vape lane, guys.